Hey, pilots! Welcome to another exciting episode of War Robots Boot Camp, a series of helpful videos where you'll learn tips, tricks, and tactics to help you progress to the top of the learning curve much faster as you master your skills on one of the best multiplayer video games available for your phone, tablet, or PC today, War Robots. I'm your host, Gotchere Beacons, and I'll be your guide as we cover various topics throughout this video series. Whether you're new to the game or been playing for a while, these videos are designed to help cover the cardinal rules of the game that will remain consistent throughout your career as a pilot. By adopting these basics, I believe you'll find the game more rewarding and enjoyable and experience far less frustration by learning how to avoid the potholes and pitfalls that you'll no doubt face in the game today. Each video will touch on a handful of new topics, review old topics, and usually focus on one or two primary topics to help you up your game. The most important thing to always remember as you progress through the game is, it's a game! Make sure you're having fun, because if you're not, you're doing it wrong! Sure, there'll be times of frustration, even when you're doing it right, but that's when you need to take a deep breath, put the game down for a bit, and have a moment of zen, as my dear friend Mr. Higgles would say. But make sure you return to the battle, or if you'd like, just watch another video, because I'm here for you, friend! And on that note, let's get started. One of the first things you'll notice from the moment you start playing is that this game is full of options and choices. Which robot to buy, which weapons to buy,
which weapons to put on which robots, which item should be upgraded next, how much should I upgrade it, should I get another slot, or a better robot, or a better weapon, should I use the lock-on targeting, which robot should I deploy first, or second, or third, should I focus on damage or beacons, which type of weapons work best, what type of fighting style should I use, should I buy this robot, or that weapon, should I join a clan, what are the benefits of joining a clan, how do I join a clan?
Woohoo! Well, the point is, options and choices are what this game is really all about. I'm always telling people that War Robots is like an animated multiplayer real-time virtual chess match with robots. Just remember that the goal of the game is to have fun, right? And making good choices and winning can be lots of fun. I'm simply here to help guide you along with the choices that you'll face to enable you to make choices that are the best fit for you. Now, I've found that we tend to make choices based on the information we possess. The question is, what do we do if we don't possess it? Well, one way is trial and error, otherwise known as a school of hard knocks. This way works great for those with a lot of gaming time in and intuitively pick up on these games quickly. It can also be a suitable way for pilots who like to problem solve by nature and are up to the challenge. Another way to obtain information is reconnaissance or research. There are vast volumes of tutorial videos for War Robots on YouTube that will provide nearly everything you'll ever want to know or try in the game. While this video series here will help rookie pilots get off to a great start, I encourage every pilot to investigate as many videos as you can find to help you develop as a pilot. You never know what jewel you'll find that will amplify your game to a whole new level with just one little trick. Either way, the biggest challenge facing every pilot today, rookie or veteran, is every choice comes with a cost and ends in a result. The good choices result in rewards, but bad choices can be very costly. So if you're looking to avoid costly choices and like the idea of trial and error without the risk, I'd like to offer a piece of advice that every veteran pilot will tell you they'd wish they'd known about when they started playing the game, and that is, join the test server as soon as you reach level 30. The test server is a special version of the War Robots app that allows you to use nearly any item in the game for free. It's available to pilots who meet certain criteria to help test out beta versions of new items, maps, or modes. It's a great way to test out and see the new stuff coming down the pipeline, but it's also an awesome way to try out items that are currently available in the game to see if you like them. By following the steps located here in the video, you can learn more about the test server and access the online application to be considered as a tester. Not all applicants will be accepted, so I wish you luck. Whether you're accepted or not, I'll be here to help guide you through the game and send you down the right path. And that leads us to today's lesson. Hey pilots! Today's video is simply titled War Robots Basics. War Robots Basics are simply a handful of guidelines that'll help you hit the ground running as you develop your piloting abilities. As I'd mentioned before, this game is all about options and choices. War Robot Basics should be looked upon as conclusions. Essentially, they're the choices that nearly every pilot eventually makes as they reach the higher experience levels in the game and wish to remain competitive in battle. The first basic rule I want to talk to you about is freebies. Make sure you log in on a regular basis every day if possible to collect your free stuff. The developers have created many ways for you to accumulate currency needed to progress in the game. Upgrades, bots, weapons, expansion slots are all acquired by using the various currencies in the game. Some of these currencies must be earned through battle rewards or various tasks, while others are simply given away for merely being an active pilot and logging in on a regular basis. Whether you play a lot or a little, there's always daily giveaways such as workshop points or ad video rewards that only take a few minutes to achieve. So make sure to always take advantage of these free gifts. It's the best, easiest way to get ahead in this game. The next basic rule we're going to talk about is equipment upgrading. When upgrading your equipment, always focus on having your weapons levels at least 2 levels higher than the level of the bot that they're on. So for example, if your bot is at level 5, the weapons on that bot should always be at a minimum level 7. Also, always upgrade your weapons first on a build and then upgrade the level of the bot. And most importantly, always be working towards your next upgrade. Upgrades take time and silver, and in most cases, the time it takes to earn the silver you'll need for your next upgrade is close to the time you'll need to wait for your current upgrade to complete. We call it grinding. Don't shortcut this process. The time spent grinding silver is valuable in the development of your skills as a pilot, so I strongly discourage spending gold to speed up your upgrades. You're only robbing yourself of the skills you'll need to take full advantage of the upgrade that you're working on. The next basic rule I want to talk to you about is creating a build. In other words, putting weapons on your robot. Always keep your weapon types and ranges similar. Weapons come in several different artillery types. There's kinetic, which are bullets, missiles, rockets, or mortars, and then there's plasma and energy. Also, each artillery has different ranges, reload or cooldown times, as well as damage per second, or also called DPS. So again, when creating a build, always use weapons that are similar in type and range in order to deal the most amount of concentrated damage to your opponent while in battle. Stay away from the Swiss Army knife or Frankenstein builds. They just don't pack enough punch to be effective in the game. The next basic rule I want to discuss is always try to create a balanced hangar in order to increase your chances for a successful battle. As mentioned, weapons come in several types and ranges. There are lots of bots to choose from as well. Bots come in 3 size categories: light, medium, and heavy. The light bots are usually much faster but have a lower health and weapon capacity. They're great for grabbing beacons and evading slower artillery attacks, but don't do well in a firefight. Medium bots are a little slower than the light bots, but can carry more weaponry and do very good in a firefight. They're great because they can usually be a little of everything, depending on how you weaponize them. And finally, we have the heavy bots. These powerhouses are typically much slower, but can carry a lot of firepower and are extremely durable. They hold up well in a firefight and pack a mean punch that can cripple and even in the right weapons, drop an opponent in 1 or 2 volleys, also known as a death button. Each type of build has purpose and brings value towards winning the battle, so it's vital for a pilot to always be ready to adapt to a situation. Having a balanced hangar will help you to counter whatever your opponent brings to the battle. The next basic rule I want to talk to you about is simply that you can't kill or cap when you're dead. So stay alive! This may sound so basic, but I can't tell you how many times I see pilots run headlong into certain death just so they can inflict a little revenge or cap a beacon, only to find themselves on the sidelines in the audience section. Don't be that pilot! This game is all about timing, patience, tactics, cunning, misdirection, and yes, survival. Well, there are times when self-sacrifice for the team is necessary when the battle is coming down to the wire. In most cases, you are much more useful to your team when you're alive, not dead. So please remember that. The next basic rule I want to tell you is slots before bots. Always slots before bots. It's truly amazing how many times I see this question asked on various War Robot forums on a daily basis. I've got a lot of gold and I can't decide whether I should buy a bot or a slot or a weapon or what. What do y'all think? It's amazing because the answer is always the same, unanimously, without question. Slots before bots, always. So now you know. Additional slots allows you to increase the variety of your hangar. It also extends your ability to stay alive longer in the battle and thus inflict more damage and keep beacons capped longer. This rule will never change. My last basic rule for today is find a good clan and squad battle as much as possible. Clans are groups of pilots who formed a membership or brotherhood. They work together to form battle strategies, plan squad battles, share tips and tricks, develop friendships, and support each other. A wise man once said, "A house united stands stronger." I believe this to be true. Finding a good clan is worth the effort and will greatly help you as a pilot. Just remember, there are lots to choose from, and you might not get accepted by some and not feel comfortable in others. So, have an open mind and keep looking till you find the group that you mesh well with and enjoy the camaraderie that you'll share with your fellow pilots. Well, there are many more rules of the game that we'll cover in other episodes, so be sure and subscribe to my channel to see them all. But these basics will definitely help you get started down the right path. I hope you've enjoyed today's video and found it rewarding and fun, and that you learned a few new ideas to help you elevate your skills as a pilot. Hey pilots, that's about all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I had a blast putting it together for y'all. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos, and it always makes me feel good to see likes from y'all. Remember, War Robots Boot Camp will be a whole series of videos designed to give effective pointers on various aspects of the game. From map strategy to mode strategy, from build advice to hangar recommendations, battle tactics, aiming tips, and even super secret ninja tricks that will enable you to defy physics. Yep, we'll talk about them all right here on War Robots Boot Camp. So stay tuned. The most important thing for me is that these videos help increase your ability to have fun in the game and your skills as a pilot, so it'd be very cool if you could leave comments below about what you liked or disliked, and also what you'd like to see me cover in future videos. Well, that's it for now. This is your friend, Gotchere Beacons, signing off.